Hey everybody, welcome to Business Made Simple. It is your daily business tip designed to either make you money, or save you from some frustration. We want to move your career forward. Today I want to talk about how to get rich. Literally, I can't believe I'm doing this. I feel like an infomercial guy. I grew up standing in line for government cheese. I grew up dirt poor, never made more than, I don't know, maybe $25,000 until I was 30 years old and got a best-selling book. And since then, I've begun to understand how money works. I never understood it when I was a kid because we never had money, but I've understood how it works. And how do you make money? How do you, making $50,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year, turn that into much, much more? And the key is this. This is what I had to learn. You actually work not for the money. You work to take the money and buy something that makes you money without working. Okay? We call it buying the store. When you make money, you go buy something else that makes you money and you don't have to work. So what do I mean by that? Let's say you're making $80,000 a year. You and your spouse need to sit down and say, you know what, 10% of our money, $8,000, needs to every single year buy us something that makes us money without working. So really we're talking about interest, we're talking about buying some sort of stocks or bonds or something, and even a really high return savings account can work for you when you get started. But the idea is you take that $8,000 and at the end of the year you've made $400 on it. Well, what did you do for that $400? You did nothing for that $400. You didn't work for that $400. That's a store that you bought that returns money to you. And you say, well, $400 isn't very much. Yeah, but you're only making 80 grand right now, right? And so when you make 160 grand, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna live off 80 grand. Now you got 80 grand to spend. Well, 80 grand is a down payment on a duplex. And now you got a duplex, so you got two tenants who are paying you. What are you doing for that? You're really not doing anything if you have somebody managing the duplex. They're fixing the toilet and the roof and all that kind of stuff. It's going to cost you a little bit here and there, but you've bought something that makes you money. So if you have the mentality of, I work to get money in order to live in a nice house and buy a boat and eat food, you're going to be in the lower middle class probably for the rest of your life. But if you actually say, no, 10% of everything we make buys us something that makes us money without working, it's hard because you go, it's just $400. It's just $400 the first year, but 10 years from now, what if that's $8,000? And then if you really want to get good, you take the $8,000 that you made off your interest and your people paying you money because they're living in your duplex and all that kind of stuff. You take the $8,000, you buy something else that makes you even more money. And so the idea is buy assets, not liabilities. Liabilities cost you money, assets make you money. A significant percentage of your money should be to buy assets. Start with 10% and move all the way up. I'm telling you, I was dirt poor. And Betsy and I learned this lesson, and I started putting, even when I was poor, I'd put 10% of my money into something that made me money, and the more money you get, the bigger that percentage, like 10, 20, 30. And you don't need more than about 90 grand a year to live off of. You really don't. Nobody does. And so you could actually take everything you make above 90 for the rest of your life and invest it. You're going to have a great retirement. Betsy and I down to we really live off about 5%. 95% of what we make is buying other assets that make us money. If you can, well, that's you, Don. I'm telling you, 8 years ago, I was you. 30 years ago, 40 years ago, I'm standing in line for government cheese with my family. This is just a simple tip. There's nothing to it. Today's simple tip is take a percentage of your money and buy something that makes you money without you working. That's the key. Without you working. I have a buddy, just had breakfast with him yesterday. He's bought and sold 3 companies, he started a metal company, sold it, started an airline and sold it. Imagine that. I'll never start an airline, so that's crazy. He's younger than I am. And one of the things he said to me, he says, Don, I've noticed something. Rich people don't work. The more money they have, the less they work. And I'm like, I know a lot of rich people, and that's actually true. They have a lot of free time. Why? Because they bought a store that makes them money without working. And don't complain about the fact that you have to work. We all have to work. I still have to work. But I'm buying things that in the future will mean I don't have to work. That's called retirement. That's what you want to do when you're 65. You don't want to, maybe I'll never stop working, but you might want to stop working. What do you got to do? You got to buy stuff that allows you to pays for you from 65. What if you could hit that at 50? What if you could hit that at 45? You can if you take a percentage of your money and you buy assets that make you money without working. See a financial advisor, get some ideas on that, but that's the basic, simple tip. Buy things that make you money without you working. Take a percentage of your revenue and do that, and you're going to be okay.